What if the true battle for the Lakers' next championship isn't fought solely on the hardwood, but in the shadows of timing, contracts, and whispered trades? What if the destiny of purple and gold glory hinges not just on talent or legacy, but on seizing fleeting windows of opportunity before they slam shut forever? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truth meets purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of this drama, because what we're diving into today could very well redefine the future of this storied franchise. The Lakers, a team desperate to claw back to the summit of the NBA mountain, have been moving with a kind of urgency this summer that tells a story louder than any highlight reel. One of desperation, hope, and a reckoning with time itself. After locking down Marcus Smart on a modest 2-year, $11 million deal straight out of Washington's buyout furnace, then quietly picking up Adrian and Jake LaRavia, LA seems unwilling to gamble with anything less than the whole championship mindset. But here's the brutal truth. These moves, impressive as they sound, aren't enough to vault the Lakers from hopeful playoff contenders to outright title favorites on their own. That missing piece? Rumors now swirl louder than ever about Portland Trailblazers veteran Jrue Holiday, the kind of two-way guard the Lakers have coveted since the last banner was hung. Jrue Holiday is often overlooked in the grand pantheon of NBA great defenders, but anyone paying attention knows he's a nightmare to face on both ends of the court. His arrival in LA wouldn't just fill a position, it could reshape the team's entire identity, transforming their backcourt defense into one of the deadliest combinations seen in recent memory. Pairing Marcus Smart with Jrue Holiday creates a defensive synergy few teams have dared to anticipate. Smart, with his Defensive Player of the Year pedigree and relentless effort, can guard positions 1 through 3, fearless enough to take charges from a freight train. Holiday brings the poise, elite perimeter defense, and championship instincts forged in the fires of Milwaukee and Boston championship runs. Together, they don't just defend, they suffocate, disrupt, and force opponents into mistakes they never intended to make. Opposing backcourts breaking against this assault would feel like walking into a tornado of grit and intelligence. This is more than just talent stacked side by side, it's a foundational culture shift, a defensive identity that LA desperately craves to reclaim its former intimidating aura. Holiday's calm leadership balances Smart's fiery intensity when the playoffs tighten rotations and every possession screams importance. Having the guards who understand how winning works without demanding the ball 20 times per game is pure gold. But what no one is talking about publicly is the very brewing tension behind the scenes in Portland. Holiday's trade to the Blazers was by no means welcomed with open arms. Sources whisper that Holiday was frustrated, disenchanted at being uprooted from title contenders Boston to a Blazers team in clear rebuild mode. This kind of friction could create that rare alignment, a veteran desiring contention and a rebuild. In team open to deals that make sense on both sides. For Portland, Holiday is a valuable leader on a young roster, but also a heavy financial burden on a team invested in development over immediate titles. With Damian Lillard's expected return in the 2026-27 season, Portland has the luxury of patience time to build around their young core without needing Holiday's veteran presence right now. Adding complexity are the health red flags shadowing Holiday's move. His physical reportedly slowed trade talks, with near-related issues known around the league raising concerns. While that might drive down his trade value, it stands to benefit the Lakers, potentially giving them a star-level talent with championship experience at a reduced cost. Holiday averaged 11.1 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 3.9 assists while shooting an efficient 44.3% from the field and 35.3% from 3 last season. Not flashy, but incredibly impactful. Rumors suggest the deal might send Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and rookie Dalton Kincaid to Portland for Holiday. On paper, the Lakers part ways with promising but inconsistent role players and invest in someone who slots immediately into a starting shooting guard role buttressed by 2 championship rings and playoff experience. You just can't teach. From Portland's vantage point, gaining a younger core with depth at multiple positions, frontcourt scoring from Rui, backcourt depth from Vincent on an expiring deal, and rookie development with Kincaid fits their timeline perfectly. It's a rare trade that shapes the future for one team and represents a final push for the other. The brutal truth the Lakers face is their championship window is narrowing. LeBron James is 40, eyeing the twilight of a legendary career, and while Luka Doncic dazzles offensively, The Lakers' glaring need remains reliable, two-way players who can defend, knock down shots, and make clutch plays when the heat is on. Jrue Holiday's pedigree cannot be overstated in Milwaukee's 2021 title run. At Boston's championship last season, he proved time and again why championship basketball demands more than offense. It demands relentless defense, savvy poise, and a mastery of winning when the stakes are sky high. At 35, Holiday knows his own timeline. Joining forces with LeBron and Luka in LA gives him a maximized platform to chase one last championship curtain call. But the financial chess match beneath all of this is treacherous. Holiday has 3 years left on his deal, a significant factor complicating LA's salary cap flexibility, especially with the looming 2026 offseason and the eternal balancing act between winning now and preserving future maneuverability hangs in the air. The Lakers franchise finds itself staring down a pair of cliffs, wait for perfect timing, and risk squandering LeBron's final push at glory, or mortgage the future in hopes of securing banner number 18 here and now, given the blistering competition in the Western Conference and LeBron's age. The answer increasingly leans toward the bold and urgent. Should this trade materialize, it would send seismic ripples through the entire NBA. The Lakers would instantly rise into the fiercest championship conversation alongside Boston, Denver, and Phoenix, reshaping Western Conference dynamics and begging other contenders to respond with moves of their own. By adding Holiday, the Lakers don't just add a player, they add a blueprint for championship-level defense. To complement their potent offense, fueling conversations about balance, resilience, and the ruthless need to protect their postseason hopes. At its core, this moment embodies everything that defines NBA team-building drama franchise ambition clashing with real-world constraints, young rebuilding teams balancing promise against present reality, and veterans caught in the crossfire, desperate to chase rings before the window closes. The basketball and timing fit here just might be perfect, but the defining question remains: does the Lakers front office have the courage to gamble the future for the present, to risk cap space, potential flexibility, and young assets on the belief that Holiday is the missing piece who can elevate this team from disappointments past to championship celebrations yet to come? As a lifelong Lakers fan, I can't help but feel the pulse of history thrumming beneath every move, every whisper, every gamble. This isn't just another trade, it's a crossroads where legacy, urgency, and hope collide. So I ask you, is this the dawn of a new Lakers empire, or the quiet first step toward unraveling everything we fought for? Drop your take in the comments, I'll be reading everyone. Listen up, Lakers Nation, this ain't the time for casual scrolling or quiet takes. If you've ever bled purple and gold, if you know what it feels like when the arena echoes with the roar of Showtime, Magic, or the thunderous slam of Kobe's Fade Away, then you owe it to yourself to pay every second of attention here, because we might be standing on the edge of the most consequential Lakers moment since Kobe's last title run. The stakes, they couldn't be higher. LeBron James, the very heartbeat of this franchise for nearly a decade and a half, is undeniably racing against the most ruthless opponent of all, Father Time. At 40 years old, every step LeBron takes in a Lakers uniform is a testament to an unparalleled willpower. But make no mistake, his body and seasons left are finite. This is the twilight of a king, and the window to crown his Lakers legacy with yet another championship is slipping, inch by inch, like grains of sand through an hourglass painted in purple and gold. If the Lakers don't act boldly right now, history will judge harshly a front office that stood by watching while the arena lights dimmed on one of the greatest players we've ever seen. Now imagine this Jrue Holiday with his ironclad defense and steely clutch gene, sliding seamlessly into the lineup, shoulder to shoulder with Marcus Smart and LeBron, crafting a defensive fortress that wasn't just meant to compete, but to dominate the West's rugged battlefield. Anthony Davis, already burdened with the Sisyphean task of anchoring our defense and carrying the offensive load, when LeBron inevitably rests or falters, would finally catch a desperately needed break. Holiday's arrival would mean opposing backcourts breaking like waves against an immovable shore, giving AD more freedom to unleash his full arsenal without fading under the crushing weight of defensive lapses. And LeBron imagined the relief in his eyes, knowing he's not carrying this grueling playoff march alone this time. But here's the catch: the Lakers aren't just wrestling with on-court chemistry or salary cap gymnastics. They're also locked in a high-stakes chess match with fate and ownership drama. Jeannie Buss, the steward of the Purple and Gold Kingdom, has been the face guiding this franchise through joy and despair. But whispers of billionaire investors circling with visions of sleek owners hip shake the foundations of Lakers lore. What if an outsider with deep pockets and a hunger to reshape the Lakers' legacy swoops in and disrupts the delicate balance Jeanie has tried so fiercely to preserve? The decisions made behind closed doors could either spark a new dynasty or unleash chaos akin to the darkest Lakers seasons post-2020. Remember the painful years after the 2020 bubble triumph, the injuries, the trades that didn't pan out, the front office missteps that saw the team unravel from championship heights to mediocrity. This story's shadow looms large over the present, a chilling reminder that glory is never guaranteed, and history loves to repeat itself for franchises that hesitate or falter at crossroads like these. And what about the ripple effects stirring across the Western Conference? This potential Holiday trade isn't just sharks circling the water around LA, it's a tidal wave that could wash away the Warriors' reign. Golden State's dynasty, seemingly eternal, has proven vulnerable when confronted with the right kind of two-way stoppers who refuse to let their stars breathe easy. Holiday's defensive brilliance might be the key that finally cracks Steph Curry's armor in a playoff showdown. But don't get it twisted, Denver, Phoenix, and even the Clippers smell blood and will be sharpening their claws to capitalize on Lakers moves or missteps. Could the Nuggets double down, stacking roster depth to outlast the Lakers' wing onslaught? Might Phoenix's youthful scoring eruption leave Holiday and Smart scrambling to keep pace? Could the Clippers, still haunted by playoff ghosts and Kawhi, PG injuries, pull off secret maneuvers to steal the crown out from under us? The West is a war zone, and this move the gamble on Holiday is the Lakers' most daring offensive strike in a decade. Now imagine if this gamble truly pays off, a revitalized Lakers defense eclipsing the league, LeBron capturing his final title on his terms, Davis unburdened and reaching his towering potential, and the franchise finally escaping the shadows of untapped promise that have haunted it since 2010's last championship. This is what legends are forged from the fire of risk, the sweat of resolve, and the sheer, unbreakable faith of a fan base that refuses to settle for anything less than glory. But what if this all ends in heartbreak? What if the injury bug bites Holiday hard? What if the chemistry never clicks and the Lakers become an awkward Frankenstein's monster of mismatched parts? What if the salary cap strain chokes future flexibility so badly that the years beyond LeBron become a barren wasteland compared to the Lakers' dynasty dreams whispered about at every Laker game? What if Jeanie's reign, tethered to tradition and cautious stewardship, clashes with millionaire outsiders' visions, fracturing the front office at the worst possible moment? What if the ripple effect from this trade triggers a West Coast bloodbath that sees the Lakers dismantled in the paint or thrashed on the perimeter? What if? The questions are as brutal as they are tantalizing. But as a Laker, till the day I die, here's what I see coming. The Lakers are poised to either spark a renaissance or collapse under the crushing weight of choices made in these few summer weeks. LeBron, aware his story's closing chapters are being written against an unforgiving clock, demands no less than everything. AD's legacy is about to be defined not just by healthy seasons, but by how deeply he steps into the role of number to star, teammate, and leader. Bronny, watching from the sidelines, feels the seismic shifts the summer ignites and knows the pressure cooker that waits. If he steps on the court one day as a Laker, Reeves, the scrappy heart of the team, will either be elevated as the soul-saving spark or become another casualty in this ruthless roster evolution. This is more than basketball, it's family, heritage, hope, and the profound desperation of a fan base starved for another parade through LA streets. So now I want to hear it from you. Drop your raw take below. Every true believer in purple and gold. Is Jrue Holiday the missing defensive anchor who finally brings balance and heart to this Lakers squad? Or is this the beginning of the end for a franchise caught between the past and an uncertain future? Will Jeanie and the front office pull the trigger and embrace this high-wire act? Or will fear and hesitation doom another season to what could have been? This summer could redefine everything: the legacy of LeBron, the burden on AD, the hope for the next generation, and the very soul of the Lakers franchise itself. What's your gut telling you? Is this the dawn of a dynasty reborn or the quiet unraveling of a once great empire? The clock keeps ticking, and as the drumbeat of purple and gold history calls us forward, you better believe the story isn't ending anytime soon. Now, drop those takes and let the battle for LAS basketball future ignite.